Hello friends, how are you all doing? My name is Shaz, short for Shahrazad, and I love colorful makeup. Today we're going to do another to buy or not to buy video. In these videos, I talk about makeup that has been recently released or announced, and I will tell you if I'm intending to pick anything up, or maybe I've already purchased something, or we will just talk about stuff. I also encourage you to write to me in the comments box below what your thoughts are on these items. Maybe we disagree on certain things. Maybe you've already purchased some of these items. I would love to hear from you. And at the same time, I'm going to do this eye look with some singles that I've purchased from Glam Shop. I was in Poland last month and I did a lot of shopping from Glam Shop. I have other videos about that. I've also swatched videos about these. We're gonna do this eye look that I'm wearing with these singles and also some shades from their Citronata palette that are also available as singles. If all of that sounds good to you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Now let's go into the video. Let me tell you all, I have my tea. This is not going to be a long video because there's not a lot of things that have come out. I don't think. I could be wrong. We'll see. Well, you can probably look at the tag and see how long the video is, and if you need, get your tea, coffee, dinner, snack, all of that. And of course, pumpkin spice candle, because we can't go on without that. I'm going to put some Painterly from MAC on my eyes as I'm telling you a little bit of housekeeping items. I'm not going to be able to do this video next week and the following video probably. There might be a slim chance that I will do it, but it's very unlikely that I will be able to because I have guests for Christmas and my apartment is small as it is, so I'm probably going to have to rearrange things. I have to spend time with family, which I'm looking forward to doing. Now, I am going to be posting because for everything else, I have done additional filming of videos. So there's going to be more things coming up. So don't worry about videos not being on my channel. It's just that this video, because I talk about what's just released, this kind of has to be filmed on the weekly. So I can't film these ahead of time. I appreciate a lot that you support my channel by watching these videos, so I just want to make sure to be fully transparent ahead of time so that you're not expecting something that might end up not showing up on your feed. However, I have filmed a lot of things, a lot of swatch videos, friends. You asked for that, it's coming, that are gonna come up. And friends, before I sat to film, meaning like 2 minutes ago, I got a notification from Cleona. My Cleona is being delivered today. I don't even know how I'm sitting here instead of going to check the mail, but that's what I'm gonna do immediately as soon as we're done. So let's get started. The list I have today is not that long, and I'm also not too excited about any of these, which is a good thing because I just spent a lot of money during Black Friday, and I'm still excited about the sales. Friends, some people are still having sales, just in case you didn't know. And the reason I'm using Glam Shop is because of the first thing I'm going to talk about, which is the Glam Shop's sale is still ongoing. In fact, there are two things I wanted to talk about. One was the fact that Glam Shop's sale is still ongoing. So they had a 40 to 50% off or something like that ended, I want to say, the week after Black Friday, and they just started another sale that is 20% sale, or maybe it's more also, I don't know, so check their website. And the ones who watch my videos frequently know that I always pick a palette or colors from brands that are doing something in the week, and that is the news about Glam Shop, which is why we're using this. I know I had told you all I want to do Glam Shop purchase during Black Friday, which I mentioned in one of my videos that I ended up not being able to because I went to their website a little late. I thought they were gonna end the sale in my time zone because they can check your IP address. They know where you're logging in from, right? Like, I work in technology. I know how these kinds of things work. But it actually ended in Polish time zone, which is totally fine. No problem there. So I ended up missing the sale. because I procrastinated too. But now they're having another sale, friends. I mentioned already in one of my other videos, some of their mats are 87 euro cents, which is like 90 US dollar cents. And their mats are fantastic. You're gonna see some behavior of their mats today. They do charge a lot of money for shipping, so I have to mention that because I don't want anybody to be disappointed to go add a lot of things to cart and then realize you have to pay like $40 for shipping or something. So pay attention to how much the shipping is before you curate a cart for yourself. Anyway, I'm doing too much talking about Glam Shop, but that's the reason we're using Glam Shop today. I've also done a swatch video for all of these coming up. If that's available, I'll link it below or tag it here for you. So that is the first thing I wanted to talk about because that is just so exciting. Exciting for me because I thought I missed the sale. And the second thing I want to talk about, friends, is that Glaminatrix is doing another mystery bundle. Now, friends, Glaminatrix is one of my favorite brands, and I was contemplating using their palette, either the Glamorous palette, which is this beauty, or the Nocturnal palette, which I also have and I've also used in previous to buy or not to buy videos. I contemplated using one of them in this video, but I just posted a video with Glamorous palette, and if you're interested in that, you can go watch that. There are 3 looks in that video. I'm probably going to do more looks, shorts and things like that. If you're interested, comment in the comment box below for me so that I know, but I figured let's use Glam Shop because I don't think I've posted anything from Glam Shop yet. I did a video when I was in Berlin that I haven't had a chance to edit or post yet. That is coming up at some point, but because that hasn't been posted, we're going to use this beauty today. Let me tell you a little bit of info about Glaminatrix's mystery bundle. First of all, they have released a new shade called Rainbow Iridescent, which is also a rainbow multichrome, I mean, hence the name. They have a swatch of it online and it looks really nice. They're now also selling a magnetic pickup tool on their website for $4. And friends, when we are saying pickup tool, this is what we're talking about. So this one extends, and I think the one they sell also extends. And it has a magnet at the end, so you can use it for picking up singles out of palettes. This is fantastic if you have long nails or if you wear press-ons or fake nails and things like that. This is fantastic because if you have worked with single shadows and if you're used to wearing not long nails, you know the bane of my existence, which is by mistake and unintentionally sticking your nail into your most beloved single shadow, which has happened to me more than I can count, which is part of the reason, addressing the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I'm not wearing nails or press-ons, which I always do. But the reason why I'm not wearing nails today is that I'm going through the exercise of swatching all my singles for you, and honestly it's a lot easier to get them out of the pans and all of those things when I'm not wearing nails. If I were wearing nails, it would just be a hassle and it would just be very difficult to ensure that I'm not going to damage any of the singles that I own. The mystery bundle is 12 shades and it is $70. It's going to include at least 1 multichrome, and the rest are duochromes, metallics, and mattes. And it is worth at least 150 Australian dollars. Friends, if you all remember, I purchased their last mystery bundle. It still hasn't gotten to me. I'm still looking forward to receiving it. I think they just sent it out. We've talked about it. The only issue I have with Glaminatrix is the fact that they take a long time to send your stuff. Another thing is that the whole bundle comes with an empty magnetic palette that holds 24 eyeshadows. So that's also a good deal. Friends, I know I'm on a no-buy, and I know there might be dupes. I'm not even going to say anything. The other thing, friends, because one of you had mentioned that you couldn't catch the Aurora Struck palette or collection from ColourPop. The collection just launched yesterday, December 9th. And I mentioned in my last video that I'm not going to pick it up. I feel the palette and everything needs a little bit of a redo. So I'm not going to be picking that up. I can't remember if there was anything in the collection that I was excited about. I don't think so. Because most of those like very light highlighters and so on, I have similar dupes to that I don't even use. And they also wash me out. And they have a face gloss. Are you for real? Totally not my thing. I also feel like that is just a fad. Moving on. Separate from that, I mentioned last week that that palette could have been reduced to less colors, and I recreated the palette and I removed the colors that I thought could have been removed from the palette. I feel like it's just too big. I'm going to go into Bergamot. This is from the Citronata palette, but I know this color is also available as singles. One thing I like about Glam Shop Friends is that most of their colors that they have in palettes you can also purchase as singles. So in my swatch video, I do swatches of palettes and of the singles that I have, because just in case there is one of the colors that you like from a palette, particularly these two palettes, definitely I know they're available, you can go purchase the single instead. Glam Shop's mattes are super creamy, super blendable, absolutely pigmented. The only thing about them is that they have a little bit of kick up. The next thing, friends, is Pat McGrath. I think I once talked about Pat McGrath in a past to buy or not to buy when they came out with the whole Celestial Nirvana collection or whatever Celestial collection for, well, I want to say it was for holidays, but it came out like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You know how it is, friends. People come up with holiday collections as early as August these days. It's not a brand I talk about a lot because most of their stuff is just very neutral toned, and it's an expensive brand that I don't really own a whole lot by. So the brand as a whole is not something that's very interesting to me. I also feel like it's a little bit unnecessarily overpriced. If I had that kind of money, I would be more excited buying the Glaminatrix's mystery bundle than Pat McGrath. But in case you're interested, they are releasing new collabs with Star Wars. I vaguely remember they collabed with Star Wars in the past. So I'm just gonna hope these are new things and these aren't like re-releasing something that they had in the past that just kind of got discontinued. But let me know below if you know. So we're gonna have 3 5-pans of $36 each. Actually not that bad of a price. Divine Droid Sith Seduction, the golden one. I'm sure the names are gonna mean something to you if you watch Star Wars. Obviously, I'm one of those people who lives under a rock. And then there's this 10-pan that is Mothership 6 Midnight Sun Star Wars Edition. And I can't understand why a 5-pan is $36 and a 6-pan is $128. I'm hoping I'm understanding the pricing correctly. It is available, and they're also coming out with a bunch of other things called Chromalux, $32 each. There seems to be 4 of those. Metallic liquid lipsticks and glosses. And the whole thing is launching December 16th, 8 a.m. CST. So friends, if this is something that you're interested in, set up your alarm. Not something I would be interested in. The price is too much. The colors are not exciting. And the color of the palette, the large palette, just all neutrals. Also, this photo is clearly not a real picture. The pans are clearly not real pans. That looks kind of disingenuous to me, friends. I prefer seeing an honest, well-taken photo of something than to get a photo like this and then have to speculate what that color is really gonna look like. So not for me, but if you're excited about it, I'm excited for you. Let's move on. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna put a little bit of this color called Dried Heather on mauvey, dusty mauve color. Love that. Morphe's coming out with what they called Floralis Power Multi-Effect eyeshadow palettes. I feel like they've had these colors in the past in many of their palettes. But hey, Morphe is known for duping itself, so why am I surprised? These seem to be $18 each. Matte shimmers, duochromes, and it says that they're also toppers. I feel like the row of large pans is redundant. You don't even need that. Unless there is a reason it's there. You could just do with those 5 pans. Maybe there's something there that I'm not understanding from the photos. Clearly not my thing because it's neutral. Already spent way too much time talking about it, so let's move on. Game Beauty's coming out with something. This is called a Persona 5 Royale Collection or Royal Collection. There are 2 palettes, Phantom Thieves and Metaverse palettes, 9 pans each, blush singles, Shapeshifter Chameleon shadows, lipsticks, liquid liner pens. You can buy the full collection for almost $200. This is going to be available on the 12th, friends, at 9 a.m. CST. Don't forget to use someone's code. I'm sure someone's code is going to work on everything we talked about. I'm just not too excited about the designs and everything, but okay, I'm sure somebody's excited about this. I'm sure Persona 5 Royale is some game that I don't know about. So, moving on. Have we talked about Trixie Mattel in the past? I don't know. If I remember correctly, Trixie became famous from RuPaul's Drag Race, right? I think so. And she has already released some palettes, I want to say this year. In fact, she's released many palettes this year, from what I recall. I do think I've talked about her at some point in the past, and I mentioned that because I don't know her very well, it's difficult for me to really connect to the palette because I'm sure there is some underlying story to the name of colors and all of that. And that is probably the same thing for this new collection. So it seems like she released something called Oh Honey in collaboration with Sugar Pill in the recent past, and they just also released a second palette and part to this collection, which is a darker palette. Both are available at this point in time if this is what you're interested in. If anything, the second one is more me, but I already mentioned on a no buy, don't really follow her or anything. And this is probably marketed to her fans, so I'm excited for her, but I'm not going to be purchasing this. Friends, this next one I'm excited about. Divina is releasing or restocking pink icing. So this is a collection of 12 of their eyeshadow singles. I think they're all shimmers and mattes. And I think this is an older collection that they had years ago. I've been following Divina very closely in the past 2 years, so this must be from some time ago. I kind of want it, friends. These are my colors. These are my colors. And I don't own any of these from Divina. Ironically, I was actually swatching Divina for you all today, swatching all of my Divinas today. Stay tuned for that video. I'm more excited about this color story than their other one, Sleigh Bells Ring, that I talked about last time. Let me know if I should buy this. I'm on a no buy. Who are we kidding? I'm now going to go into this very dark, plummy, matte purple. The name is in Polish, Wygierka. I'm going to use a brush like this. This is just stained with green. There's no color on it. I'm going to use a brush like this. You see, it has a lot of kick up. And I'm going to deepen out my outer V with this color. The next brand I want to talk about, friends, is Wicked Widow Beauty. They are releasing the second palette to their Scissor Hands collection. So they have another, or they've had another palette, a Scissor Hands palette, which is about essentially a tribute to Edward Scissorhands, the movie from Tim Burton, and the palette was $45, and it's literally been sold out since I remember. I've been wanting to buy that palette, and at some point I gave up because it's always sold out. And now they're releasing the second one. It's 16 shades, 8 mattes, 8 multichrome duochromes, and it is releasing on December 16th. For pre-order, it's $52. Don't forget to use someone's code. I kind of feel like these two palettes are way too similar for someone to need both. What do you all think? I would love to know what you all think. I mean, do you need all of these blues and red? Like the reds in the two palettes, or is that even a red or is that a brown? They just look too similar. I'm more excited about the second palette actually, friends, but they look too similar, no? I don't know if you need both. But that's just my 2 cents. You do you, boo. And let's move on. Friends, the next thing I want to talk about is MBA Cosmetics' latest release. Friends, I feel like MBA Cosmetics is one of those brands that's going to get my money one of these days. It's just not on this palette. Ironically, if this palette was just a quad of the greens, so the right half of the palette, I would be excited. But what it looks like, I'm not too excited about, but I could see a lot of green lovers, green neutral lovers be super excited about this, and I am excited for you. I don't have a price, it just says coming soon. The name of the palette is Forest Nymph. And don't forget to use someone's code. I know there are a lot of codes that work on MBA Cosmetics, so don't forget that. I'm now going to use a tiny brush like this on this other color called Mocni Violet. I'm going to do my lower lash line. This is a little bit more purple than the other color that I used in my outer V area. And I'm now going to pick up this color called Heath. I'm going to go into it with a tiny but puffy brush. And I am going to blend this lower lash line out a little bit. Okay, friends, Nikia Joy is releasing some items. I think she was one of the first influencers I started watching. These are pigment bundles. They're loose pigments. The name of the collection is Supernova 2.0, and there are 5 multichromes in this collection, and they're absolutely beautiful. They are $80 for the whole bundle or $17 each. You can also buy a mixing medium with them for $15. I'm not going to pick anything up from this collection. I've actually never purchased anything from Nikia Joy Cosmetics. I've never really followed the brand. Maybe I should start doing that. But I'm not picking anything up from this. One reason is I have a lot of exact dupes for this. And second reason is that I don't do loose pigments at this point. My life is crazy enough. The last thing I need is to dump loose pigment on my expensive carpets. Friends, Kimchi Chic Beauty is releasing a collection called Spinning Hearts Love Palettes. 2 heart-shaped palettes, fully neutrals. It seems like one is 90% shimmer with a couple of mattes, and the other one looks like it's all mattes just from the photo. I feel like these should have released in a month or 2. The blue one is called Partner in Crime. The pink one is called Lifetime Partner. They're $23 a piece, and they're both available. All matte palettes are not for me, at least at this point. But I'm interested to know what Kimchi Chic Beauty has to say. Friends, Sonia G is coming out with a new collection of insanely expensive brushes called Sweet Makeup Temptations. From the looks of it, there are 3 brushes in this collection, and they look super glam and insanely expensive. If you want to read more about them, you can go on their website. It's the S1, S2, S3 brushes for crease and blending, for putting down medium, and for tiny lay down. As someone who keeps complaining about what kind of brush do I need for doing this and that, maybe I'm in the market for something like this. But friends, who wants to spend $140 for 3 brushes? I thought Refer was expensive, and Refer, up until like last week, you could buy 18 of their brushes for $180. In fact, if they have a similar sale next year, I'm definitely buying another set of all of their brushes. I bought one of the sets when they had a sale earlier in the year, but you know, I don't want to keep buying Refer brushes because I have a lot of brushes already. Separate from that, this is launching next week. It is a limited edition. If this is something that's for you, just wanted to let you know. Too expensive for me. Maybe one day when I'm the influencer of the year and I have this kind of money, I'll buy 3 brushes for $140. That day is not today. It really doesn't make sense spending money, that kind of money, on 3 brushes unless you make money from having those brushes, right? Like if you're a makeup artist to the stars, or I don't even know. Or you're just rich and you're trying to throw money away. The next thing I want to talk about, friends, was interesting. I saw this come out. Seems like Neutrogena is releasing primers for sensitive eyes. And you know, friends, that I'm always looking for new primers to test. It says the primer is considered a 2-in-1 primer. I don't know what is the 2-part. Maybe the fact that it has a color and you can use it as an eyeshadow, but whatever. It caught my eyes because I'm always in the market for primers. And I kind of like the fact that the photos look kind of natural, you know? If I take a photo of my eyes today, they probably look the same. I'm no longer 20. Who are we kidding? I have wrinkles around my eyes. and I don't care. And I like to see that in pictures. I definitely have pores, and I like to see that in pictures. I feel like the fact that everything is photoshopped gives people the impression, particularly younger, impressionable people who have not aged to know that getting larger pores and getting wrinkles in places is part of aging, gives them the impression that this is abnormal, whereas this is actually the reality of life. I like to see reality in pictures, friends. I don't know why we would be offended by seeing reality in photos, but saw this, liked it. I do have sensitive eyes, I do have sensitive skin. I thought might be something I would try. It is $10 a piece, but it's sold on Amazon. Amazon is not a place I want to buy makeup. Do you all know how many counterfeit items are sold on Amazon? I would be scared buying something on Amazon. I'm going to pick this. I have some of the Urban Decay's Full Coverage Concealer. I usually put a little bit on my hand. I'm going to do a little bit of a cut crease. And I'm just going to use this. Friends, I have wrinkles around my eyes. I'm a human being in the natural process of aging. Do I find that offensive? No. If anybody else finds that offensive, they can go talk to God, you know? Ask God why he created this aging process, because we are all gonna go through that and we all have to deal with that at some point. Friends, you know what? I like this. I would go out like this without even applying any shadow on top of this. But because we're committed to using Glam Shop today, we will. I wouldn't call these multichrome, but Glam Shop calls them multichrome, so that's what I'm gonna call them. They're kind of flaky. So this is the one I'm gonna use on my eyes. I don't know if you can see the color. This is called Alternativka or Indie. I think the English name for it is Indie. It has sort of a, well, from the angle I'm looking at it, it's purple. Maybe it is multichrome, I don't know. So it has a purple magenta-ish undertone, and then I see green on top, you all see gold on top. Maybe it is multichrome, maybe I'm just being so too picky. And I am going to put this, oh, I love this. Let me see if you can see that on my finger. Just knowing that I'm wearing a beautiful eyeshadow is all I care about right now. I feel like $1,000,000. I'm going to clean up these sides. Friends, the next release I want to talk about is from J-Cat Beauty. They're releasing these shadows. These all shimmer 9-pan palettes. Okay, I could live with this. Not something I would purchase. I actually don't even know where to purchase J-Cat Beauty from, but I could see that. They're nice. A lot of neutral colors in them, which is why I wouldn't purchase them, but not bad. Berry cream, coffee toffee, grape crunch, and peanut butter. They are called Sweet Tooth Eyeshadow Palette Collection. Okay. And they're $6 each, which is a great price, and they're already available. I saw the reveal for the next one online, and I was excited about it. It seems like Adept Cosmetics is releasing a palette in early 2023, and this palette has 15 shades. I think I saw this posted from Adept, and I was excited about it. I was so excited about it. There were comments about it that made me think it's about Arrow, that superhero called Arrow, which makes me think then that the color scheme probably has green in it. I'm excited about it. We haven't seen a lot of green from Adept, right? So I'm pretty excited. Although I'm not too much into all the superhero collabs, but I'm pretty excited. The only issue, friends, is, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of fall off. There's a lot of fall off. And there's nothing I can do. Like, one thing I could do was to not apply my lower lash line and then just clean everything under my eyes and then apply the lower lash line. But because I had already applied it at this point, like, I need to figure out how to clean that up. Friends, I saw this one and it was exciting. Otaku Baby, I think that's a Japanese makeup brand, is releasing water activated magical eyeliner set. And it seems at least that this is in collaboration with Sailor Moon. It has 8 shades. It's going to come out on the 8th, which was yesterday. There are 2 palettes. One is regular colors, the other one is neons. And I don't have a price for them. But friends, they have Luna. They have Luna on there. It's so cute. And they also have Artemis, which is Luna's friend. So cute. If you, like me, grew up watching Sailor Moon and you love cats, maybe this is something you're excited about. I don't know where you can buy this brand. I might go figure out, but I'm gonna no buy. I'm gonna no buy. I have to keep reminding myself that. And this is the next thing I want to talk about, friends. Copacetic Cosmetics, which is another one of those brands that I kind of want to possibly try in 2023 and I kind of have an eye on, is releasing Gingerbread House collection of 5 shades. They're $2 a piece and already available. One thing I learned about Copacetic Cosmetics recently is that they have $2 Tuesdays. It seems that on certain Tuesdays they hand select certain shades to be discounted to $2. Maybe we can talk about it more in the future. This is a brand that I would like to try at some point. I've heard a lot about it in the indie community online, so I'm excited to see more from them and just see what they're going to come up with. Maybe there's something interesting that I'm going to pick up in the upcoming year. And this is already available in case I didn't mention that. To complete the look, I'm going to go into Yuzu from Citronata palette, and I'm going to put this in my inner corner. As you can see, this is an insane iridescent multichrome that has a yellow, a gold, and a blue shift. And I'm pretty sure you can buy this color as single as well. And we're going to get to the last item on my list. I saw this thing and I kind of thought I should talk about this. This is a Beauty Ultrasonic Skin Scrubber Facial Cleaner Tool. It's going to have ultrasonic ion cleaner, Type-C charger cable, Chinese English user manuals, and 2 silicone sleeves. I think you can see the sleeves on it. I think it's going to just have sonic vibrations to clean your face. And it is $30. It is from Sarah's Makeup Beauty. I do have larger pores than I did 10 years ago. And I have seen similar products sold on Sephora.com. I think Tati Beauty did a review of one that helped you clean your pores. Have any of you used any of these? Is this any good or is this just a gimmick? Because honestly, friends, a lot of the stuff these kinds of things claim is never gonna happen. Maybe I'm too pessimistic. Also, this is available now, just FYI. This claims that it provides a therapy for your stubborn fat cells and deep wrinkles, and that it promotes blood flow and slows the aging process. I mean, maybe it does, maybe it does. What do I know? But friends, having been in different types of industries, I know 90% of what you read in marketing is actually not really true. So how much of this device really does? You tell me. Have you used this? Is it good? Do you like this? I know my large pores bother me at some level, and I have heard niacinamide is good. I do use some niacinamide products, but if you've used this kind of stuff and you like it, I would like to hear about that. What does this really do for you? Okay, friends, let me apply some lipstick and I will be right back. With that, we come to the end of the video. I put Milani lipstick in color 93 called Red After Dark on my lips in case you're curious. This color might no longer be available. Also, again, next week, there's probably not going to be a to buy or not to buy. Similarly, the following week, but I will try to release a to buy or not to buy between now until the second week from today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. My handle is in the description box below. Thanks again. I love you all. Have a fantastic holiday break and weekend. And there's going to be a lot of videos coming up, so stay tuned. Which reminds me, I should go check the mail to see if my Cleona is here. And until next time. Bye.